So I'm up nice and early, back at my favourite spot in Derbyshire. I'm going to go and have a little look for some mushrooms today. But I just wanted to show you the update that I've done on the trailer. Let me just put my umbrella down. So when I was here last time, I didn't have this felt roof, and it started dripping on the inside. So I've patched it up here. Done one piece of felt actually went over the whole thing, so it looks a lot tidier now, and there's absolutely zero leaks, so it feels a lot more complete. The only thing I had to do as well was to patch this up to stop the pooling of the water inside the car, and that seems to have done the job too. So I think the water was getting in through the top of here. Still tows quite well, there's no drag on the car, and there we go. So now I've got electric going into the trailer, a 750 watt heater inside that with a little fan, and it pushes air around the whole cabin, and it works quite well. So I used about 25% of the battery powering the heater overnight, so that's from about 9 PM till 7:30 in the morning. So that's not terrible. It uses a fair bit of power, but it's not terrible. And I woke up nice and toasty. There we go. I'm going to go for a walk and see what I can find. The other idea is to go to Sherwood today, but we'll see what happens. So something I have been doing and relying on this particular journey is 43 kilowatts AC chargers. They're actually quite cool. You just use contactless and it gives you a proper reading of what's going on. So I've charged up at 5 kilowatts in 50 minutes. So I'm probably going to be here for another 20 minutes just to get a bit more juice before I head off to, instead of Sherwood, I'm going to Bradgate Park because it's on the way home. And this goes into here no problem. It all connects up and it triggers on just as you would do with a 7 kilowatt post. So the only reason I've avoided these before is because mainly I didn't want to take up the room from someone that needs it for half an hour. But these ones seem to be quiet, especially here and in Wirksworth. They hardly get used, so I've been doing that instead. It's only 20p per kilowatt hour, so I mean, it's cost me, using these, it's probably cost me about £3 to get up here, to get up to Wirksworth, and about £3 to go down, so it's quite cheap. So that's just a small update. So we're going to head off to Bradgate Park and see if we can find anything there. So we're on the last charge before I head back to Northampton. As you can see with the videos, I got very close to an old stag. He was just sitting there in a crowd of people, and I was able to get close to him to take a photo. And I also found some parasol mushrooms. I didn't get any beefsteak or maitake, but I did get a nice bounty of sweet chestnuts that I'm going to take home dry and use over the next week or so. Now what I've actually finally realised with that little voltmeter is that it has a 48 volt setting for lithium. So I don't know if you can see because the sun's quite bright, but it is changing. Let's pull it out of there. But it's on a changeover, so you can see the voltage and the percentage. So this gives me a better idea of how much battery power I actually have left, because it does seem to follow the curve relatively accurately. It's not perfect, but I didn't realise that these little voltmeters had this setting in them for all this time. So now I've adjusted it, you can see you can see real time what the actual percentage of the battery is left, which before I was just relying on the volts rather than the battery capacity meter. So here we go, we've got an actual reading now. So that's a bonus. I also got one from End. Oh, I'll set that up in a minute. I also got one from End, which seems to follow the curve a little bit differently. So I'm probably going to fit that into a different project, which you will see on Monday. There's a little something coming on Monday that I'm going to introduce to you, so watch out for that video. And yeah, it's been a good day. I only went up for the night, and there's my honey fungus that I picked earlier today. Let's see. I was going to give them a wipe down at home, well, wash and dry them out. So that's going to be added to my dried mushroom mix for the winter and for pizza toppings and all sorts. So yes, I'm going to just wait for this car to finish charging and I'll be heading home. So thanks for watching. It was only a short video, nothing too fancy, just a couple of small updates and my journey up this weekend. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to report really on the car. It's still working after a year, it's still going strong, and I look forward to the future with this. I mean, the MOT is due next month in November. This will be its second MOT since I've had it. Hopefully it will pass. I can't see anything wrong with it really, so there's hardly anything that can go wrong with it. So fingers crossed that we get that through and we'll have it on the road for another year. So until the next video, take care, and yeah, speak to you soon.